guys, welcome. Happy Monday to you. Hope you are having a great start to your week. It has been a very busy and exciting start to the week here at Party Plan Divas. And I think part of it is because it is the last week of the first month of 2017. And so I actually, it's funny because I normally start this particular webinar as the very first call of the year. Either that or it's the very last call of the prior year, kind of seeing how it falls, because this is the time when everybody's setting goals, right? This is the time that we're getting all fired up and excited and what we're going to do in the new year and this, that, and the other. But I decided to wait this time, and I think it was really smart, and I will do that from now on, because the thing is, you don't need any help on January 1st getting excited, right? We're already fired up. We're already excited. We've already made our resolutions and our goals, and we've either decided to forgive ourselves for the year before or forget it or celebrate it or whatever. We're moving on. We don't care. It's in the past. We're excited about the new year. So I don't have to talk getting excited and setting goals and stuff on January 1st. But now that we're, what is it, the 23rd, 24th, somewhere in there, now it's getting tough. Now it's like, all right, there's a foot of snow on the ground. I couldn't leave the house all weekend because it was storming. My friends and family have gone completely MIA. They were all here at Christmas, and now, I've completely lost touch. Like, reality starts setting in. And then here's the other thing too. We normally set things that are pretty tough. Like, if you set a goal to lose weight, the cakes and the donuts are sounding so good by now, and you had a goal for January for how many parties you were going to have, but you realize you've only got 1 week left and there's been ice on the ground the entire time, so you maybe have had a fraction of that. My point is, it makes you totally normal, and it's what everybody is feeling. And so here we are in the last week of the first month, and I want to talk goals. I want to get you excited, because you know what? The newness of the new year is wearing off. Now I want to talk about longevity. Now, one of the things that, my favorite quote, and it just flew out of my head, but it is something like, dedication is staying at something long after the initial excitement has worn off. And, my word back there is consistency, because I think we're all guilty of that. It's once the newness and the excitement wears off and it just gets to the somewhat mundane tasks of still doing those things that we have to do to achieve our goals, that's when things start falling off. And that's when we start letting ourselves slide. That's when one donut really, in the grand scheme of an 85-year, 95-year lifetime, what does one donut matter? Okay, that's what we tell ourselves, right? So I timed this because I want us to get, now that the newness of the new year has worn off and life is kind of starting to catch up, we're all kind of caught our breath from the holidays. We still have 11 amazing months in 2017. And there is so much still to do. Hey guys, so much still to do. And I want you to get used to and try to get that excitement to keep going, because your business is like a car. You got to keep putting gasoline in it, right? And so I'm always so proud of you guys when you're able to tune in or watch, and I get emails after you've watched with questions or thoughts or ideas or suggestions, which, by the way, next month is all Facebook February. It's going to be pretty fun, but because naturally Facebook's changed everything again, so it's time to update all of that. But because this is kind of you putting fuel in your car, it's getting re-energized, re-excited, and re-motivated about your business. So some of you I know have been with Party Plan Divas more than 1 year. Others, this may be your first year and you haven't even heard this yet. So I do goal setting completely different than maybe anything else you've heard. Chances are you've heard the SMART goals. I don't like them. I don't like them at all. They didn't work for me. And I think that there are, where'd I go? If you have ever set a SMART goal and not achieved it, then clearly it didn't work for you either, right? Which makes you completely normal and in with the thousands and thousands and millions of zillions of other people that have done the exact same thing. So I have a completely different take on how to set goals. And we'll talk about why. So one of my favorite things is why be smart when you can be bold. Make a bold statement. If you look back, even going all the way back to like biblical times or, caveman times, however far you want to go back and what your beliefs are. Take it way, way back and look at people who made a difference, people who stepped out, people who really, again, kind of got out of their own way kind of thing. It was all very bold actions. The things that really changed our lives, the people that changed our lives, they were known for being bold. These 6 people are some of my most favorite people in the whole world in history, right? And here's the thing, I don't like Lady Gaga's music, but I respect what she did. Anyway, Oprah, Mark Zuckerberg. Mark Zuckerberg, guys, that guy changed the whole world. The whole world. Bill Gates, of course, my favorite, Steve Jobs, Martin Luther King Jr. I mean, think about the bold things that these guys have done. They didn't do mundane. They didn't do smart. I'm sure that, had Steve Jobs and all the people that told him that, that his idea of having a computer in everyone's hand was crazy and stuff like that. I mean, if he had listened to that, if he had not been bold, where would we be? I'm talking to you on a Mac computer and you guys are all over the country like that, and that's thanks to a couple of the guys on here. So again, get bold. Don't shy away from it. And here's the thing, Steve Jobs was told he was so crazy he was fired from his own company. It was his company. He got fired from it because they told him he was nuts. So I encourage you to be nuts. Let's be nuts. Here's the problem with SMART goals. So SMART goals are specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and time sensitive, right? Here's the thing, they're totally boring. I mean, that is so boring. How in the world can you get excited about that? And the thing is, the excitement is what is lacking. Can you get excited about, I'm going to do 1 party a week. I'm going to recruit 1 new person a month. All right? That's pretty specific. I'm going to do 1 party during this time. These people, that's specific, right? Oh, that's boring. Isn't that boring? I got boring. I get bored saying it. It's so boring. But if you set bold goals, crazy goals, big, outrageous, legendary, dreamer kind of goals, you can get excited about it. And if people think you're nuts, then you're on the right track. The people that said that we're going to create a vessel that's going to let us fly, they were told they were nuts. Birds fly. People don't fly. How many people are flying? Millions of people get on a plane every day. If you just think about all these things that changed our whole lives and our whole existence, it's all from people being bold. So again, embrace the bold, embrace the crazy. They're supposed to be heading up here. But Anne Bruckner said, a good fortune is a gift to the gods, and you don't win the favor of the ancient gods by being good, but by being bold. There are hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of quotes that use the word bold. Hundreds and hundreds of things that say to go beyond, to throw caution to the wind. The whole thing about, that ships are safe in the harbor, but that's not what ships are for. Like that kind of thing. Like it's so much to go bigger. Okay? Always go bigger. Being bold takes courage. I will tell you that. Okay, we've got a conversation going on right now at Party Plan Divas. That is where, one of our divas, like all of her friends, they disappeared on her, didn't support her. Okay, so for her to have a bold goal that is to maybe make $1 Million Club this year, I don't think Anita's in here, that takes courage because she realizes that she's gonna have to go it alone. All right, and that's one of the things about bold goals. But first of all, I think everybody should watch the movie on Steve Jobs, the first one that came out. Because it is such a great, how he stuck to it, even getting fired, everything against him, he stuck to it. It takes courage. It takes being willing to step out, but that's what makes it so awesome. That's what makes it so empowering. And that's what keeps it exciting. Go ahead and say you're going to make $1 Million Club this year. I mean, you know what? You might. Who says you can't? People have done it, right? So what if, because here's the thing, what if you actually did achieve it? What if you did? We get so busy thinking about what's realistic and attainable and all this garbage and whatever, but what if we actually did achieve it? So in my first year, when I decided to do this particular training, I had a diva call me out and say, what's your bold goal for this year? And off the cuff, I said, I'm going to double Party Plan Divas this year. Well, that was, I'm trying to remember what year it was. But I knew I had been in business like 4 or 5 years. So to say in 1 year I was going to double what I had taken maybe 4 or 5 years to build, that was pretty lofty. That was big. But you know what happened that year? I was featured as one of the Lifeline coaches for Steve Wiltshire. I was featured in the Mind Aware. And so by April, I think it was April, May, somewhere in there, before the first half of the year was over, I had doubled Party Plan Divas. So I set that bold goal. I threw it out there. I worked my ass off for it, you guys, and it happened. Okay. The next year, I said that I was going to do 12 5Ks in 12 months. It was a little more of a personal goal. Okay, and I did it. I did that while still speaking at 11 conferences that year. So what that meant was that there was my last 2 runs, I had to do them on the same day. Y'all, I'm not a runner. I mean, I am a runner, but not a good one. Like, I joke, I'm one of the last people that crosses the finish line every time. And when I come across the finish line, I joke that I am getting my money's worth for that run, right? I spent $35 to be here. I'm going to get every minute of this run that I possibly can. I'm always one of the last ones. I'm not a speed person, but I enjoy the atmosphere and the run and the excitement of it and whatever. And so on like December 12th of that year or something, it was 43 degrees and raining, and I had to do 2 5Ks to achieve my goal, but I did it. The third year, I set a goal to lose 30 pounds. I didn't do it, but I lost 17, and that was the biggest loss that I had had. So, and I just said I was going to do 16 runs in 2016, and I did 26. So, you can see how the thing is, like that 1 year that I didn't achieve it, you know what I did do? It was the biggest loss I had ever had. I lost 17 pounds that year. That's pretty significant. And I learned a lot about my body and what it can, what I can handle. And now I'm on a losing streak again because I've given up sugar. I've gone to totally keto. So, the thing is, with a bold goal, set it, throw it out there, put it in the universe, which is what we're going to talk about when I go on my Facebook Live. You may achieve it. You might not, but you may achieve it. So let's talk about how to set a bold goal. Okay, so the number one thing, I want you to go back to the day you signed up for your direct sales company, the very first one. The excitement that you had, the vision that you had, the ideas that you had, the goals that you had, what you were going to pay off, what you were going to do different. I mean, we all had this expectation of what it was going to be like, because we all started, even if you start, and I'll say this, I think this is true, even if you started as a discount, you just wanted the discount, I think somewhere in the back of our mind, we're like, yeah, but I probably could sell this, right? So think back in the very beginning when you joined. What did you expect of your business? What did you really, really think? Try to remember. By the way, your goals have probably changed a million times over, and that's fine. But try to kind of go back. The second thing, I want you to think about how you actually want to work your business. Do you want to continue to do the in-home parties every single week? I will tell you, I still think it is the closest way or the fastest way from point A to point B in direct sales. Okay, but Facebook parties are huge. Twitter parties are huge. Instagram, Pinterest, whatever. Social media is taken over. Snapchat, whatever. How do you want to work your business? Here's the other thing too. Vendor parties, vendor events are still fantastic. So I want you to think about how you want to work your business. All right. So we have the why, right? This is why we're doing this. We get back to the beginning and then we talk about our new why. So it may be that you wanted to put your kid through college and that was 15 years ago. She's done and gone, right? So now what is your goal now? What's the why now? Then we go to the how. How do you want to do that? And then number 3, and this is a biggie, is to not compare yourself to anyone. The only person you are competing against is you. I don't care if you have your best friend who signed up the exact same day, at the exact same whatever, the exact blah, 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 blah. Comparison is the thief of joy. It does not matter what that other person is doing or has done or will do or can do or should have done or what. Ignore it. It doesn't matter. Your only goal in life is to be better than you were yesterday. That is it. All right, real talk, that is it. Quit comparing. Who cares? She lost weight, you didn't. She did this party, you didn't. She crossed the finish line first, you didn't. Like, all right, who cares? You crossed the finish line, you lost the weight, you did the party. Who cares what anybody else did, right? Only thing to compare yourself is to who you were yesterday. If you were a better person, if you were a better person today than you were yesterday, you're a successful human. Yikes! Problem with Max, you can answer your phone on him. All right. And then number 4 is to completely ignore reality. What would you do if reality didn't exist? What would you do if money didn't matter? If time didn't matter? If you didn't have people in your life telling you you couldn't? If you didn't have responsibilities? What would you do? Okay? And here's the thing. It may not be that huge of a takeoff from what it is that you normally do. You know, if I had a bazillion, million, bazillion, zillion dollars, I'd still live in Pensacola, you guys. My heart is here. I love it here. So you don't have, and I love my house. Mike's been wanting to buy a house for 4 years. I don't want to move. I love this house. So, you know, ignore reality, throw it out, and think about what you really want. Okay, I'm giving you permission to just think about what you want to have, because the only thing standing in your way is you. Are there obstacles? God, yeah, of course, there's tons, all right? But, you know, I had a friend of mine who was getting into keto, and it's a huge lifestyle change, you guys. I mean, like it's huge. And she said, you know, all of my, like her husband, everybody was giving her a hard time about it. And I said, I want you to imagine that you are climbing a mountain. And this is you guys with business too. You're climbing a mountain. And if you have ever climbed anything like that, or, you know, envision it or whatever, there are rocks. And you literally have to find where you're going to put your hands, where you're going to put your feet, whatever, as you're trying to climb up this thing that should not be climbed. Okay, like these are not designed for climbing. We're all crazy for doing this. But you literally have to find, and some rocks are huge and some rocks are small, but they're all part of the climb, a la Miley Cyrus. But it's true. It is all part of it. So the goal is getting to the top of the mountain, and you're going to have rocks, and you just have to find your footing. You have to find where you're going to put your hands, and that's all, you know, part of it. So ignore reality, set the goal. All right. If the goal, once everything is out of the way, you've got the idea of why you wanted this business in mind, you've got the how you want to do it, but you're throwing out all of the responsibilities and stuff, and this is what you want, that's where you start. And I want you to get excited and fired up about that, because still, the people climb mountains every day. Every day. People make massive changes in their lives every day. People resolve to just do things different every day. And it really can happen that fast. It really, truly can. But you have to get all the clutter out of the way. All right, the $1 million question, this is what we fall into, is we keep thinking so small. As a leader, we're taught to tell our team to think bigger, think bigger, think bigger. But a lot of times we're not taking that advice ourselves, right? Why are you thinking so small? Why can't you hit $1 Million Club this year? Why can't you recruit 100 people this year? Why not? People are doing it all over the place. Why not you? And the thing is, you have social anxiety. Great, do it online. Okay, you don't have a car. Great, do it online. You don't have a lot of money to spend. Great, social media is free. You don't have a lot of, you know, time. Okay, guys, that's priorities, because we all have 24 hours in a day. All right? Why do you think it's so small? Quit the excuses. Throw them out. You want to start with one if you don't have a bold goal already. I challenged you guys at the beginning of the month. It has been so exciting to some of these updates. Do 100 parties this year. Do 100 parties in 2017. They can be in-life parties, like in-home parties. They can be online parties. They can be catalog parties. It's a great start. Challenge your team to do the same thing. That's 2 parties a week, essentially, right? 2 parties a week. Let's just say that you have the law of averages, you just have 10 people at each party. It is said in the DSA, I think is who said this, that 1 in 5 people will be interested in booking a party, and 1 in 10 people will be interested in joining your business. So if you are doing 2 parties a week, 10 people, that's 20 new people a week times 4, right? Well, just it's supposed to be 4.3. So we're going to meet 80 new people a month, okay? So that means, let me do the math right quick on that. That's 8 people who are interested in the business every month. You can close 2 of those, right? And 16 people who are interested in booking parties. Now, if I'm doing my math correctly, 16 people every month, you're going to run out of party dates. You're going to have more, we're going to do way more than 100. If we just start trying to hit 100, right? Then we're going to end up with way more, but that's good because you're going to be recruiting people that you're going to be able to hand off parties to, all right? So do you see how things can grow? The idea of 100 parties over a year, it's only 2 parties a week, and they can be online parties too, all right? It's a great goal. Not necessarily bold. To some people, that's huge. To some people, they're like, did it last year. This is a great place to start and a great quantitative, what's the word I'm looking for, way to kind of to track it and stuff. And of course, on the Party Plan Divas site, we even have the tracker. Christopher Reeve, either you decide to stay in the shallow end of the pool or you go out into the ocean. This was Superman, guys, okay? You know, and bless him, he had an accident. But, you know, even so, I love this quote. So as you're going out today, the last week of the first month of 2017, where are you going to go? Are you going to stay in the shallow end of the pool where it's safe, where there's no rocks, there's nothing to climb, there's no obstacles, you're chilling, you're standing on your own 2 feet or whatever? Or do you want to go out in the ocean? Because the ocean is where the big stuff happens. The ocean is the comfort zone. There's things you're going to run into. There's critters and waves and undertow. And you know what, though? The ocean's a lot more fun. A lot more fun. Take it as somebody who lives on the Gulf Coast. Your homework is to come up with a short-term goal that is bold and a long-term goal that is even bolder. And if you want to share it, I would love to hear it. It can be personal. You can shoot it to me in an email or a text or a Facebook message, or you know, put it in the Facebook group and let's all talk about it. All right. My goal, personal, is to be keto for the entire year, which is big. I'm on like 23 days. I did it some last year, but it's, yeah, my 30 pounds that I wanted to lose, I think I kind of gave that up. I don't think it's as healthy, but it's to be keto 100% for an entire year. And yeah, I would love to hear yours. Business-wise too, if you want to send me yours, I'll send you my business ones. But that is certainly my personal one. It's pretty lofty. So if you guys see me checking into Olive Garden, you'd be like, what? So here's the thing. This is off the record. I should probably not put this on recording, but I think that the reason why keto works is that I'm a little bit of a lazy ketoer. I will do the keto as far as the macros and stuff like that, but I allow for Michelob Ultra has 2.6 carbs, and whiskey and Diet Coke has like 2. So when I want to celebrate, I can still celebrate in moderation. And also, I whipped up a dessert. Yeah, I can have red wine. I just don't like red wine. I'd rather have a whiskey and diet. But I whipped up a cream cheese and almond extract last night. And it was almost like a little cheesecake puff. So, you can still, sweets were never my issue. It was the pastas. I love me some pasta. But yeah, but you know what? I feel like crap after I eat pasta. And I put on weight after I eat pasta. And oh my gosh, I can look at rice and put on 3 pounds. So, we have to figure out what works. The thing is, I may not be drinking the wine, but I'm going to be wearing the bikini. So, that's where we have to go with it, right? So, yes. So, anyway, nothing to do with business here, whatever. But you guys just be bold. Throw it out there. You know what? The thing is, so, and I thought this quote was in here, but it wasn't. My dad, in my high school yearbook, put, yes, Cindy, for sure. I wore one last year. I decided to rock it. I'm like, you know how you have a bikini body? You have a body and you put a bikini on it. I'm so done with the 20-year-old mentality that I can't wear a bikini over it. But anyway, my dad, in my high school yearbook, the quote that he put was, shoot for the moon, even if you miss, you land among the stars. And I've always loved that quote. It's always kind of resonated with me because the thing is, shoot for 100 parties. So what if you only do 80? Holy crap, you did 80 parties this year. Like, it still is so big. Sometimes the bold goal isn't necessarily about achieving it all the way. It isn't necessarily about, making sure that you reach it, as much as it is that you stayed excited about it and you were willing to put yourself out there and risk it and work for it and throw caution to the wind a little bit. I think that we psych ourselves out into thinking that we need to stay safe and keep our ships in the harbor and, all that kind of stuff because it's so frightening out there. But you know what, guys, we got to get out there. The people that are walking across stage at your national convention, the people that are telling their bosses where they can take it because they never want to work for anybody else again, these are not people that are playing it safe. They're going out there, they're bending the rules, they're doing the things that we're not supposed to do in this safe idea of, staying in our, little bubble of our little comfort zone and stuff. They're not doing that. They're branching out. They're being bold. And the world is changing. Let these guys be your inspiration. Think about where the world would be if we didn't have them, right? And by the way, this list just keeps getting bigger. We have a lot of people that are making some big headlines right now for things that are changing in our life. So let them be your inspiration. Find your person. Maybe throw a picture of them, get it from Google, and throw them up on your vision board, or find your favorite quote and put it on the back of or on the wallpaper on your phone or whatever. And speaking of your phone, I'm going to be hopping on Facebook Live in just a few minutes in the Facebook group to talk about something that we're going to be doing at the end of the week. That has to do with your smartphone. So I'm going to hop off of here. I will have the recording up. Again, I would love to hear what your bold goals are. Don't let it fall. Don't play it safe. Get excited. One more week of January, y'all, and then we head into month number 2 out of 12. All right, so we can still rock it. Don't let the excitement waver. All right. Thanks, you guys. I will see you leaders on Wednesday. See you all in the Facebook group in a few minutes, and then we'll meet back here next Monday. It's going to be starting Facebook February, I think. Yay! So, bye, y'all. Have a good week.